Welcome to Full Count Rhythm Baseball on the Full Count Broadcast Network. Presented by Full Count Ministries and Chick-fil-A of Rivergate. Now let's head into the ballpark for tonight's game.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Fulton, Kentucky. We're at Low House Field, and there is some weather in the area. Of course, we were supposed to start at 6:30 p.m. The Rhythm taking on the Fulton Railroaders here in Ohio Valley League action. But the decision was made to postpone. We actually have not had any rain in the last hour, but there was a little sprinkle at about 5:30 and had to get the tarp back on the field quickly. And it's taken now probably about 45 minutes to get it, I assume, playable. Looks pretty muddy there at home plate. But we're going to try to play some baseball, at least 5 innings tonight. But we might have to dodge some raindrops. This is game number 36 of the year for the Full Count Rhythm. It is game number 35 of the year for the Fulton Railroaders. Full Count comes in first place, 23-12. Railroaders in third place with a 17-17 record. Full Count has at least clinched first or second, so that means a first round bye in the play-in games. The teams that come in third through sixth place will have to play a one-game play-in. I believe it's on July 20th, the day after the season officially ends on this Saturday. Rhythm on the road for 4 games in 5 days and then play Paducah back home on Saturday. Let's get to our Chick-fil-A of Rivergate starting lineups. First for the visitors, as the rain is coming down now, so we might have a delay here to begin with. We'll go ahead and get you our Chick-fil-A of Rivergate starting lineups. Thanks to Todd and Linda Hundley as the title sponsor this year for Full Count Rhythm. Nolan Sargent leads off. He'll play left field. John Paul Head batting second. He's the DH tonight. Devin McCarron hits third. He'll play shortstop. Jake Merrick in the cleanup spot playing third base. Charlie Bozeman in right field bats fifth. Aaron Beeman behind the plate hits sixth. Parker Staborski in center field batting seventh. Nate Webb at first base hits eighth. And batting ninth, Elijah Stockton. The rain coming down a little bit harder now. And I think it's just a small shower that I saw on the radar. Elijah Stockton's going to bat ninth, and pitching for the Rhythm, Ryan Sweeney, the right-hander out of Trevecca Nazarene University. Is some of the players still out there. Wow, it's coming down pretty good. I don't know if you can see it on that camera right there, but you can hear it here at Low House Field coming down on the tin roof. So I think somebody probably should have been looking at that radar and seeing that cell. You've got issue out there in apparently second base, and it's almost like God just turned it off right now. Oh, we're digging a tunnel out there, and now the Rotors Club is putting the tarp out on the field. You can see it rolling out there in left field. Let's get to the Fulton Railroaders starting lineup, coached by J.D. Willis. He's assisted by Jake Vitale and now Charlie Furbett, who's also the general manager. Leading off playing right field, Jacob Lott. Batting second, the new player for the Rotors, Thomas Kuhn. He'll play shortstop. Chris Henson is at first base, batting third. Trevor Sossman is the DH, hitting cleanup. Ellis Hurton left field, batting fifth. Caleb Warren at second base, hits sixth. 7-hole hitter, Shane Carnes. He'll be behind the plate. Elijah Nickel in center field, bats eighth. And batting ninth, David Golden, the third baseman. Hayes Melville on the mound for the Rotors. I'm getting a little wet in underneath the press box here. coming in from behind me. Hayes Melville from the University of Texas at Arlington, South Lake, Texas, as they came up a little short with the tarp here, and some of the players, I'm not sure if it's a player or a coach, that they are short on this home plate area. Normal, they'll put a tarp underneath that, but they need help yanking down here, and they're not going to be able to move that now. That is too heavy. Got water on top of it now. They're trying to get some air underneath it out there in left field. They are digging in. Brady Davis, All-State Pioneer, down there pulling for all he can. Now some of the Rotors players asking some of the Rhythm players to come out. Yeah, and honestly, the Rhythm players are not going to do it. They're not coming out now. That home plate area is going to get soaked. We'll see how long the cell that is in the area is going to last. When I last looked at it, it looked pretty small, but it's hovering right now here over the Twin Cities, Fulton and South Fulton, which is in Tennessee. Just about the time they get it covered, rain will probably stop. That cell is supposed to get out of here, but there's another one coming at about 10 o'clock is what the weather app is showing me. Not sure what's going on in other sites. Let's see where everybody's playing tonight. I think Paducah is hosting. And they're already playing. Madisonville Miners lead the Paducah Chiefs. They are playing in the bottom of the third inning. Paducah's just north and a little bit east of Fulton. Right now, no rain going on there. The Henderson Flash, even farther north, are hosting. The Hoptown Hoppers and the Flash lead 2-1 as they play in the bottom of the fourth. Apparently no rain there as it stands right now. But we've got rain here in Fulton. They had about a half inch of rain that came down this afternoon as we were driving to the field. A couple of the players, I'm not sure, that may be the head coach as well and the assistant coach. That's who that is. J.D. Willis and Jake Vitale coming over to have a chat with Josh Carman. I'm assuming that's Josh Carman that they're talking to in the Rhythm dugout. Maybe about whether or not we're going to be able to play with, especially as the late getting that tarp on after that rain came, and they had already used up a whole bunch of that diamond dry to get the field ready, thinking we were going to get a 7:30 start. But a little cell down here at South Fulton and Fulton, Kentucky. And again, another cell coming in, according to the weather app, at around 10 o'clock. The Railroaders club is absolutely soaked while they were out there trying to get that tarp on the field. Apparently have an issue out there at second base. That's why the field manager was digging a trench out there at second base. They do have a special night tonight here. They have a young man, Logan Martin, who is here in attendance. He's a right-hander out of the University of Kentucky who plays in the Kansas City Royals High A Club at Quad Cities up in Davenport, Iowa. And he is here. He's a friend of Eddie Crittenden, who is the voice of the Railroaders and one of the owners. Is now some of the players are having fun with a tarp. I've seen them do this before. But Logan Martin on the All-Star break is here signing autographs and getting pictures with some of the kids and folks in attendance here. He is born in Paducah, Kentucky, played his high school baseball in Cartersville, Georgia. He also played 3 years at the University of Sewanee, or Sewanee, the University of the South, where Eli Potter and Spencer Yu are heading. And he actually is already following those guys on social media, he told me before the game. So a right-hander that was drafted by Kansas City in the 2023 draft. Of course, the Major League Baseball 2025 draft happening today, and I would assume it is over by now. 20 rounds, 3 rounds yesterday, and the rest, all 17 rounds today. And I'm sure there's somebody that you out there may know that got drafted today. Congratulations to all those that have heard their name called in the Major League Baseball draft. I'm going to have to check to see if I haven't gotten a phone call yet, but every year I hope that it's my year to finally get drafted. Let's see who the last person, the 615th player drafted, Shane Brenham from Canada, eh? Handsworth Special School in British Columbia, drafted by the LA Dodgers. Says he's a high school junior. I didn't know he could get drafted as a junior. I'm guessing he's not going to sign and maybe go back to high school. But saw a couple of the players on the drive up here that I knew and had broadcasted over the last couple of years. Saw that they were drafted. Have to look through that during our break. We're in a rain delay here at Low House Field in Fulton, Kentucky. We'll keep it here. I'll put an announcement up that shows that we're in a weather delay. And I'll be back periodically to update you as to when we might get started or whether we will get started. Now it looks like some of the rhythm players are going to come out and get into the fun. Tim Reese back on the Full Count Broadcast Network. I've just been advised that the game is now canceled for tonight. So I'll change the announcement on here. Just found out. So we'll be back on the road tomorrow to take on the Henderson Flash, weather permitting, and Henderson. Their game time is typically at 6:30. So I got all the equipment set up just for you folks, just to find out that the game is canceled. But the guys out there are having a little fun, so this is a fun time just to get here, set up all the equipment, and then break it down. Big night for Logan Martin. He gets come and signed a few autographs. Probably got $1,000. You want to come on up if you want, you know. We'll have him on. We'll see how long they let me stay on here. We'll have him for just a few minutes. Are you going to get him? You go ahead, Eddie. No, you go ahead. You get him on your broadcast. I got to shut down anyway. We'll have to go home. So, all right, we were going to get Logan Martin, the UK signee to the Kansas City Royals, but Eddie Crittenden, the home team here, he'll get him on, so that'll be good. Game's been canceled. We are going to shut down the feed as looks like some of the Full Count Rhythm players not ready to go home. Now we got somebody with a helmet on out there. That's Devin McCarron. What are we doing out here? Having some fun. I got to break the equipment down, though, and be ready to get on that Anchor Transportation bus and head home. Did I give somebody a run here? No. All right, well, that'll be it for tonight. We'll try it again tomorrow. God bless you, everybody. It's Tim Reese signing off of the Full Count Rhythm Broadcast Network.
This has been another Full Count Rhythm baseball game presented by Full Count Ministries and Chick-fil-A of Rivergate. We'll see you next time right here.